when you look at the Broncos, they have the 12th hardest remaining schedule. Okay, so sets up perfect for them.
And yet, all of a sudden, there's a quarterback on the other side that a lot of people wrote off, and Richard knows him really well because Richard played a whole lot of football with him.
It feels like the 70-point game against Miami was 70 years ago. It just shows you how much things change over the course of an NFL season.
Wow, guys, the Denver Broncos have turned around what was about to be another bad season, and after a 3-game win streak against some of the best teams in the league, this team now has us wondering if we wrote them off too early. And you gotta be happy for Russell Wilson, because it sucked to see him play so bad. But now he seems to be in a groove, and some of the playmakers around him are finally starting to step up. In this video, I'm of course going to be talking all about the Denver Broncos, recapping the crazy win over the Bills, and talking about what's to come for this team. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. Alright, so starting off with a quick recap, the Broncos capitalized on an early James Cook fumble and second quarter Josh Allen interception to head into halftime with a 15-8 lead. I think Russell Wilson played pretty well overall in this game, but ultimately, the Bills just made too many mistakes, and credit to the Denver defense for capitalizing on them. Despite all the mistakes, the Bills still did do enough to win this game, but Russ had a great game-winning drive even with the sack he took, and I can't believe that Buffalo had 12 guys on the field because that is just a crazy unacceptable mistake to make in that moment, and I don't even know how that happens. But this video isn't about the Bills, this is about the Broncos and how they have come out of nowhere and put themselves back into the conversation. Russell Wilson is really putting up a case for comeback player of the year, and he's already thrown more touchdowns through 9 games than he did all of last season. But to be fair, everything was a big mess last year, it wasn't just him. But yeah, he's been really smart with the ball, hasn't thrown a lot of interceptions, and has been super efficient, even with not having astronomical yardage. And his leadership has also contributed to the team's winning streak, so you can't only look at his stats to determine his value. In terms of the overall standings in the NFC West, but more specifically just the NFC, the Broncos definitely still have some work to do if they want to get themselves back into the playoff picture. But for now, just the fact that we can even talk about this should make Denver fans pretty happy. As I look ahead in the schedule, there's really only a few games that they won't be favorites in, so if they can handle business and control what they can, then I think this is a 9 or 10 win team, and they will be right on the cusp of those last 2 wildcard spots, and I hope they can get in, because I want to see Russ back in the postseason. Out of the games they have coming up against the Browns, Lions, and Chargers, if they can just take one of those, then I think they will set themselves up in a great position, because obviously they already just got 2 huge wins against teams that they shouldn't have beaten. Also, before I end off this video, I gotta talk about this Denver defense because they have really picked things up over the last few weeks, and they were the reason that the Bills had their final straw with offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey. And the funny thing is, just weeks ago, many fans were calling for Denver to fire their defensive coordinator, and they had every reason to want that too. And I still think this unit needs to put together a few more good games before they can prove to us that they're actually legit. Cornerback Jaquan McMillan really stood out to me, and he wasted no time getting into the action as he forced the James Cook fumble on the game's very first play. McMillan was targeted 5 times in coverage, and he allowed just 2 catches for 15 yards. He also made 3 solo tackles, 2 of which resulted in a stop. That's really all I have to say for this video. I know it was a quick one, but I just felt the need to talk about this team because they're starting to put themselves back on the map, and Russell Wilson is back to being fun to watch again. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point in the video, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and also let me know what you would like to see next. And until then, I will see you all later.